Where were we? A crash.
Raquel Welch.
Raquel Butler. But the Benchwarmers, yes.
Yeah.
The same day that I booked the Benchwarmers movie, I got another phone call from someone saying, Guillermo del Toro wants to send you an email and have a script rushed over to you right now. Are you home today? Yeah. So I look at this email that shows up before a messenger comes with a paper script, hard copy, and it says, "Doug, I'm in Spain right now." He types in that voice. and he was prepping a movie called Pan's Labyrinth. Right? So, with this email he said, "I want you for the title character of Pan the Fawn, and no one can play him but you." Okay, that's intimidating. That's a huge compliment, but it's intimidating. Okay. And then I read the script, it was like wiping tears away, like, I have to be in this movie. And then I saw that he said it's going to be in the Spanish language. And that's when I told him, you're barking up the wrong tree, you made a mistake. You made a horrible mistake, I'm not your guy. Can you imagine an actor telling the director, don't hire me? But I did. And he said, don't worry about it. You can count to 10 for all I care. We'll double it in later. It's fine. So I didn't want to leave him with my mouth going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then have to make the Spanish happen over that. So I learned the language actually, and child. 5-hour makeup application and then memorizing dialogue in a language you don't speak. That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Anyway, so they did end up dubbing over. They did dub over me, but they had lip sync, which that's what I wanted to leave with a performance that they could actually do something with. So that movie that was a page turner for me. The Pan's Labyrinth was. Like I said, Hellboy 1, I became a spec that people were looking up on that Webernet thing that we had now by then. There was the IMDb by then. And so people started looking me up and connecting me to things like Hocus Pocus and Batman Returns and Warriors of Virtue. Anybody know that one?
Oh,
yeah, I was the kangaroo Yee in that. There's always one. Thank you. So that was happening, but then I kind of disappeared again for a while. But Pan's Labyrinth was the first time in modern day that a monster in a movie could be called a movie star. You know, that was kind of like a throwback to the golden era where Boris Karloff and Lon Chaney and Bela Lugosi were considered movie stars, and they were covered in heavy makeups, and they were creatures and monsters and sympathetic characters in movies, right? Guillermo del Toro loved that era, and so when he created Pan's Labyrinth, he created an opportunity to bring that back. So when Pan's Labyrinth, being a Spanish language movie with a Spanish cast that all spoke Spanish, when the movie opened in the United States of America, I was the only American actor in the entire film, and that spoke English as a first language. So all the press came to me. I did all of the special screenings and signings and press junkets and at the premiere and the Hee Haw and the Hoo. So that I ended up on Entertainment Tonight and CNN, and so it became at the Oscars. I went to the Oscars that year. Got nominated for 6 awards, right? I know. Live that was. And of course my makeup artist won Best Makeup for that. I'm very proud of them. So I ended up on the red carpet at the Oscars being interviewed by Joan Rivers. So I gotta tell you, life is different. You realize something's different now. Can I tell you about Joan Rivers? Yes. God rest her soul. Okay, so I had wanted to be interviewed by Joan Rivers for decades because she was like the red carpet queen. Like if you made it when Joan Rivers is interviewing you at a red carpet somewhere, right? So there I am at the Oscars thinking that's the one, I don't care who else interviews me, and they all did. I love them all, but I really want Joan Rivers. So at some point I just finished talking to the people at Extra, Mark McGrath, nice to meet you, big fan. And then I get a tug on my shoulder and it's publicist John saying, Joan would like to talk to you now. It's happening. Joan Rivers. Okay, it's going down. Okay. So they were at a commercial break, and she was wearing this fur stole that was red and black. It was dyed or something. So I touched her shoulder and I said, "Wow, that's lovely." And she said, "Isn't this fabulous?" Yes, it is. And so anyway, she up close was a wonder of medical science. She was, and she self-admitted. But to look at her face, it's like, wow, that's just what a beautifully constructed beast you are. And nothing moved. It was just like, right. But it was flawless, right? So okay, so bless her. Okay, now she had an earpiece in. She had producers talking to her from, and then she had a stack of cards in front of her that they gave her for Pan's Labyrinth, and there were cards about me in there, so they were prepared for whoever was going to be coming down the red carpet, right? So they're at a commercial break still, so she has time to chit chat and banter with me, and she said, "How do you pronounce that right there?" On one of her cue cards, right? And I said, "Oh, that's Labyrinth." She's not a dumb lady. She's a very smart woman, but that word escaped her somehow. So she said, "Labyrinth. Did you know that before the movie?" Yeah, I did. A lot of us did. Ball State. So anyway, so she, so we're live, we're on, and she's going. So she asked me the rudimentary questions of, what makes Pan's Labyrinth the artistic movie that it is, and I had answers down. And then her eyes kind of glazed over because she was being talked to in her earpiece, and she kind of came back and I said, "So, have you ever had any problems wearing a lot of makeup? You wear a lot of creature things on your face. Have you ever had any problems with your skin or any kind of conditions?" I said, "Oh, no, thank heaven, no. I've never had any problems with allergic reactions or abrasions or any problems with, silica." I said, latex, foam rubber, adhesives, removers, or silicone products. When I said silicone products, I'm looking at a face just full of it. So I couldn't help myself. And what slipped out of my mouth was, "Well, you know what I mean." Worldwide television. It was live. So it went out there, and I've been waiting decades to talk to this woman, and I insulted her. Oh, I'm a terrible person. Well, so she's good humored. She said, "Oh, it's too late for me, honey." So there's love for Jim. So that was Pan's Labyrinth. Yay.